This is a Precis of Catherine Fox's case study, Beyond the Tyranny of the Real, revisiting Burke's Pentad as research method for professional communication. Fox provides an analysis of data gathered in a case study of technical writers in order to illustrate how Burke's theory of symbolic interaction and his method of dramatism and the Pentad are useful tools for enabling critical researchers to see differently and embrace alternative discourses and perspectives. Fox's study forwards Burke's Pentad as a research method, offering a variety of deterministic screens through which to understand what people are doing in non-academic workplace settings and why. Fox condenses Burke's concept of deterministic screens and relays to readers that these screens direct our attention toward a particular representation of reality and away from another. Burke's pragmatic intent to offer a logical method for understanding human motives lies at the core of dramatism. Burke explains that all 5 principles of the Pentad must be accounted for, and they are as follows: the act, the scene, the agent, the agency, the purpose. These key terms are important when paired together as ratios. They are not meant to be understood as individual principles. Of these principles, there are 10 possible ratios. Each ratio offers a different deterministic screen through which to view a drama. The general research questions that guided Fox's research were as follows: how is the technical writer's role being scripted, and how are the roles of the engineer and technical writer enacted in the editing process? The conceptual framework was guided by the following assumptions. Power is constituted and reconstituted through interactions, therefore agency is possible. Writing is a form of knowledge and production, and social roles are both sustained and recreated through discursive practices. Fox conducts a case study in a transportation organization, which she calls the Organization for Transportation Services, or OTS. OTS had 3 primary functions: to perform research for private and public organizations, to provide local, regional, and national transportation services and continuing education programs, and to provide an education program for transportation students. The study focuses on the roles the technical writers and engineers enacted while negotiating changes to a manual. Burke's Pentad moves critical researchers away from reductive representations of reality and into a space that reveals ambiguities. Fox claims this method allows researchers to view the workplace as a stage on which a drama is being played out, performed, complete with actions, setting, purpose, and plot. Figure 2.0 is provided in the article, outlines Fox's case study. Fox observed the drama of the negotiation process, in which members of the publication group were editing a manual with members of the concrete and cement division of the organization. The agents were Jean and Dave, 2 retired civil engineers and part-time employees at OTS, and Kathy, a recent graduate from a tech writing program, and Mary, publications manager with a master's degree. The manual itself acted as the agency, or the instrument. A series of meetings between tech writers and engineers were representative of the acts of this drama. The purpose was to quickly produce a shortened version of the original manual. Fox gathered data by observing and taking field notes for a period of 8 weeks. During this time, she collected 6 drafts of the manual and observed 6 meetings. She conducted brief and formal interviews as well as ongoing analyses through the use of field notes, memos, contact summaries, and thematic coding. Fox used the Pentad to ask herself several heuristic questions, which are listed here. Fox made the following conclusions. A great amount of tension was found between tech writers and engineers. There was a great lack of respect for the writers from the engineers. The engineers did not see the tech writers as having real input into the meaning-making process. There were competing models of communication operating in the negotiation process. Engineers' understanding of communication was more fluid. There was a dialectical relationship between learning to communicate and vice versa. The purpose and acts of writing and communicating shifted as the negotiation process continued. There was a great deal of crosstalk in the negotiation. Fox initially admits being blinded by her own assumptions, and she acknowledges having her own particular deterministic screen through which she filtered her observations. In several instances, she reminds readers that her research is not something new, but rather another example of the us versus them dichotomy present in the field. Fox also addresses 2 pedagogical implications for the research. Fox uses only Burke's methods to analyze the culture and climate of the workplace setting, and she does not draw from additional theories. She mentions the similarities of the Pentad to the field of journalism and the 5 W's and H. Fox's case study lacks any form of scientific or otherwise established method of research, and her findings do not pose further critique or innovative suggestions for future research.